The story opens with a birthday party in 1990. However, at his own birthday party, a young boy starts killing the guests one by one, including his own mother and grandfather. But then, a gunshot is heard, and the scene cuts away. What happened here was truly horrifying, and the answer to that mystery will be revealed later in this video. The story now jumps forward 34 years, where we meet Leo and Lexi. Leo has brought his girlfriend, Lexi, to the beach to propose, and they happily decide to get married. But just then, Leo receives a text message. The sender is watching them from a distance. The message warns Leo that he has only 2 days. If he doesn't pay up within that time, Lexi will be killed. Leo is terrified, and Lexi can see the fear on his face. She asks him what's wrong. He explains that after his parents were killed when he was 12, the only family he had left was his uncle Aiden. Aiden was incredibly wealthy, but never helped them. In fact, after Leo's parents died, Aiden sent him to a foster home and never looked back. But now that he's getting married, Leo wants to visit his uncle and mend their broken relationship, since Aiden is the only family he has left. Lexi emotionally agrees, and they drive to his uncle Aiden's house. As Leo had mentioned, Aiden was very rich. He used to design robots for the military. They meet Uncle Aiden, who lives alone in a huge villa. Aiden seems happy to see them, but doesn't quite recognize them. He explains that he was in a car accident 2 years ago, which caused him to lose his memory. However, his assistant, Freya, had told him all about his nephew and how poorly he had treated him. Aiden now wants to make amends for his past mistakes. Although Leo is still very angry with him, Aiden takes an immediate liking to Lexi. As they enter the villa, Leo fails to notice a shadow watching him. Afterward, Aiden has lunch with Leo and Lexi. The whole house was managed by his assistant, Freya, who worked from morning until night before going home. Leo tells Aiden the reason for his visit. He and Lexi are getting married. This news makes Aiden very happy. But then, Leo's attention is drawn to a robot sitting in a chair. "What's that?" he asks. Aiden laughs and says, "That's Robin. I built him." Lexi remarks on how cute he is and asks what he does. In response, Uncle Aiden ushers them out of the room, closes the door, and tells Lexi to knock 3 times. Lexi does as she's told, and when they go back inside, the robot, Robin, has vanished from the chair. Lexi can't understand how the robot disappeared. She wonders if someone else is in the house, moving the robot from one place to another. They ask Aiden, but he just laughs and walks away without saying a word. However, Freya looks terrified. Leo asks her how it happened. Freya warns Leo, asking him if he believes in spirits. Leo says no, he doesn't believe in any of that. He laughs it off as nonsense and goes to rest, unaware that there was some truth to Freya's words. That night, Freya goes to Aiden's room and indirectly tries to attract his attention, but Aiden tells her he thinks of her as a daughter. Unbeknownst to them, Robin is listening to their conversation. Freya then calls for a taxi to go home. Just as she's about to leave, she feels a shadow following her. She goes into the stables to check, but the robot, Robin, attacks and kills her. But why did the robot do this to Freya? Who is this robot? The story is about to get much more terrifying and interesting. The next day, unaware of these events, Aiden is waiting for Freya. He's worried because she's never late for work. Leo also wakes up and sees how worried Aiden is. Leo tells Aiden there's no need to worry. With his money, he can just hire someone new. Then Leo asks, "Your safe is secure, right? It's not like Freya could have run off with your money." Aiden asks, "What's safe? What are you talking about?" Leo explains, "Don't you remember? My dad told me you never trusted banks, so you kept all your money in a locker hidden somewhere in this house." But Aiden has no memory of this. Just then, Aiden's attention falls on Robin, and he notices bloodstains on the robot's face. He realizes Robin must have done something. He takes the robot to an upstairs room and asks, "Did you kill Freya?" But Robin remains silent, which infuriates Aiden. He pulls out its battery pack and leaves. However, Aiden fails to see that even without its battery, Robin is still moving, and now it seems even angrier. That night, we see Leo leaving a sleeping Lexi to search the entire house. He's looking for that locker and the money inside. It turns out this money was the real reason he came here. He searches the house, but he doesn't see that Robin is watching him. Robin goes to Lexi's room, but before it can harm her, she screams. Hearing her voice, Leo rushes in. They both assume that Lexi must have just had a nightmare. The next morning, when Aiden wakes up, he notices that Robin has come downstairs from the upper room. He goes to Robin and sees that its battery is still disconnected, yet the robot is still moving, which terrifies him. Unaware of all this, Lexi is busy with her wedding preparations, but Leo is extremely worried because he has to pay back the gangster. He makes a plan to check the upstairs room that night, thinking the locker might be there. That night, as planned, Leo goes to the upstairs room, which happens to be Robin's room. There, he finds a box. He opens it and finds a letter, a shirt, and some toys inside. But as he closes the box, he turns to see Robin standing right there, and he screams in terror. Just then, Aiden walks in. And here comes the first major twist of the story. Aiden tells Leo that he can't remember anything from before his accident, but he does remember that he used to build robots for the army and that he built Robin. He explains that years ago, he had a wife, Jane, and a son named Robin. He can't remember what happened to them, but some people say his son died at age 11, and Jane, unable to bear the loss, took her own life. But Aiden never believed it. When he woke up from his coma, this robot was with him. At first, he thought it was just a very advanced machine. But slowly, he became convinced it was no ordinary robot. It was possessed by a spirit. And gradually, Aiden realized that the spirit inside was none other than his son, Robin, who was still with him. Hearing this horrifying truth, Leo feels a chill run down his spine. He is now truly scared. The next morning, 2 police officers arrive at Aiden's house. They tell Aiden that Freya's brother, Sam, has filed a complaint that his sister hasn't come home in 2 days. She worked at his house and was last there until 9 p.m. 2 nights ago. She had booked a taxi near his house's location but never left. They ask him where she is. Aiden knows Robin did something to her, so he's extremely nervous, which makes the 2 officers suspicious of him. However, without a search warrant, they have to leave for now. But then, we see Freya's brother, Sam, sneaking into the back stables, the same stables where Freya's body is still hidden. Sam reaches the spot and sees his sister's corpse. But before he can call the police, Robin kills him too. Meanwhile, Aiden is terrified. He takes Robin to the upstairs room and asks if it killed Freya. He doesn't see that Leo is listening to their entire conversation. Inside, Aiden becomes very happy. He leaves Robin and walks out. When Leo enters, he sees the word "No" written on the table, written by none other than Robin. Now Leo is convinced that there's some truth to Aiden's story. So, he searches online to see if there's anything about Aiden's family that he doesn't know. That's when he finds a blog by a man named Peter. His blog states that Aiden's house is haunted today because of what happened at that birthday party in 1990. Leo calls the man and asks him about it. Peter tells him the whole truth. 34 years ago, in 1990, Aiden had a wife, Jane, and a son, Robin. Jane didn't like Robin. She would lock him in the basement and beat him over small things. On his birthday, Jane did the same thing. But that day, Robin's patience ran out. He decided he would kill everyone. He broke out of the basement and murdered every single person at the party. I somehow managed to escape, Peter says. Hearing this, Leo is horrified. What happened to Robin? He asks. Peter tells him that Aiden himself shot his own son, realizing that Robin had become a monster. But after Robin died, Aiden was consumed by guilt for killing his own son. So, he created a prototype robot that could capture and house Robin's spirit. Hearing this entire truth, Leo is petrified. But before he can think, Lexi comes in. She's furious because she found the threatening messages on Leo's phone about the money and the gangster. Leo tries to explain to Lexi that he did everything for them. It's then that Leo tells Lexi about the locker he came for. At first, Lexi thinks it's all wrong, but out of desperation, she agrees to help. They make a plan to spike Aiden's coffee with sleeping pills that night to knock him out, giving them a chance to find the locker. Lexi does just that, and Aiden falls unconscious. But before they can find the locker, they realize that the police have returned to the house. Now, Freya's brother, Sam, is also missing, and his phone's last location is pinging from inside the house. Out of fear, Leo and Lexi don't open the door, and Aiden is already unconscious. So, the 2 police officers decide to enter the house through the back. The female officer uses the back route, but Robin appears and brutally kills her. While searching for her, her partner enters the stables, and Robin kills him too. The police officers were dead, but now it was Leo and Lexi's turn. Unaware of all this, Leo and Lexi are trying to find the locker as quickly as possible. Then, an idea strikes Leo. Robin's mother used to lock him in the basement. So, what if the locker is in the basement? They make their way to the basement, but now, another explosive twist is about to unfold. The robot, which had been hiding, now appears right in front of them. Leo, who already knew the truth about the spirit inside the robot, grabs his girlfriend and runs towards a room to save her. And finally, in that very room, they find the locker. When they open it, they see that there's nothing inside. It was completely empty. Seeing this, they are both stunned. But just then, Robin kills Lexi and knocks Leo unconscious. When Leo's eyes open, his hands and feet are tied. And now, for the first time, we hear Robin's voice. Robin says, "My mother used to tie me up here when I lied. and she would beat me. Now I'll do the same to you. If you tell me the truth, I'll let you go. But if you lie to me, I will torture you to death. Tell me, why did you come here? Leo says he came to reconcile with his uncle. Robin knows Leo is lying, so he begins to torture him. Forced, Leo blurts out the whole truth. He came here to steal his uncle's money. But now comes the biggest, most mind-bending twist of the film. Robin says, "Who are you?" "Because I know you're not Aiden's nephew. You're an imposter. Tell me the truth." Terrified, Leo reveals everything. He has no relation to Aiden at all. Before Aiden's accident, Leo used to work as a servant in this house and had overheard stories about the estranged nephew. Because he worked in the house, Leo knew everything. He had quit the job a few years before Aiden's accident. But after that, Leo's life was filled with gangsters, money problems, and debt. He didn't know what to do. Then one day, he saw a news report that Aiden had been in an accident. Aiden survived, but he had lost his memory. So, Leo hatched a plan to pose as Aiden's nephew, come to this house, and commit robbery. This was Leo's real story. Robin says, "Everything you did was wrong, and now I'm going to kill you." But Robin doesn't see that Leo has managed to untie his hands. Leo suddenly attacks Robin. But before Leo can destroy the robot, Aiden, who has now regained consciousness, shoots Leo dead. After this, we see Aiden repairing Robin's body once again. His son has returned to him. And with that, the film ends.